Now, I also wanted to start off with the chemicals. Now, what you get with the chemicals. All right, so the ones that we're looking at here is this is the thinner for the Max 211 Max coating. Now, what the 211 Max top coat is, it is more durable, it's more heavy duty, and it withstands a lot more harsher environment. So this is great for wheels or rims, depending on where you're from. It's either wheels or rims. So anything, any part of the item that you're doing that comes in contact with a lot of rocks and dust and anything that could scratch a surface a lot sooner, then you would definitely need to go for this. So what you just saw was the thinner, the hardener, and um, the actual coat, clear coat. These are basically clear coats, right? So this is for the base coat. Now, if you look at the rust, that's just surface rust. I have been keeping everything under in a workshop that is air conditioned. I've got a 2 horsepower or 2.5 horsepower air conditioner inside that little space, and I have the air conditioner on during the day and off during the night when it's cooler. All right, so this is like all over the place. So this reducer basically just gets silver, right? Which is what you're going to be spraying on. That gives the shine, that gives the chrome look, which is the silver. Like this one here, this is the metal solution. That's the silver. So there's a process that you go through, which is basically deionized water, and then you spray on the sensitizer, which is this one that we're looking at right now. And then after that, you wash everything off with deionized water or DI water, and then blow off the product dry. And it's very sensitive. You need to make sure you remove every single drop of product or chemical that you spray on before you go on to the next step, or you start seeing blemishes and stains, and it gets really frustrating. All right, that's the top coat 311. Remember, there was the Max 211, so this is just for everything else that you use. So if you were to order the Max separately, they should be a little bit more expensive. So for anything else, just go with the 311 top coat. So these are the liners, the 3M PPS system. So I've got a lot more extras. The red ones that you're looking at right now, those are all the stoppers. So let's say you want to keep some unused products for the next day or for the next job in the next few hours. So it doesn't dry up fast. You just cover up the hole. All right, and that is the lid tightener for the blue cap, and that is the cup. So I've got 3 extras, another 2 more that I've already started using. So if you look at that blue piece there, that has a filter just underneath. So that gets covered up, put it on tightly, and tighten it up. And then you put it onto the gun. All right, so this is the Iwata spray gun. And this is the WS400 spray gun, paint gun. Fantastic, fantastic guns. Never had a single problem with it. But like I said, just make sure you You set everything up properly, and you get all the instructions and the training given by Spectra, and you will definitely get all this access. You can go for free training in Florida, but I've never had the chance to do it. But it's highly recommended. And if you look at that, that's I think it was designed by Pininfarina, same guys that designed for Alfa Romeo and Ferraris, and the meter. So all this stuff is OEM from uh, Iwata. Okay, so this is the DI or deionized water filter. Now, this alone, if you were to look around anywhere for anything good, they're not cheap. I think where we are, it would have cost us a few $100s US. And this is the Devilbiss or Devilbiss air filter, or definitely the good ones that you would find in most industrial applications. That's the DAD 500. And this is the heater, the PAW, pressurized air warmer. So you see it's set at 82 degrees, all right, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just the right temperature. So that is connected to the HVT system. So if you look at that, you've got the plastic containers. That's for the runoff after you do all the work. So those pressurized canisters are for the products. So on the left side, you've got the water and the sensitizer. And then on the right side, you've got the silver content, the metallizing agents. And all the guns and the hoses, top-notch quality with the best connectors you could ever find. I've never had a single problem with it, except for the air gun, but I managed to solve that just by taping it up again. Not really a big deal. All right, so if you look at it, very good quality. Now, if you look at the machine and all the hoses, all the guns, I made a big boo-boo by doing all my spray painting, because you need to spray on a base coat before you do the actual chroming. And I did everything in one place, and the exhaust fan that I've got installed, these are all just cheap, probably commercial or home application. So that was the mistake I did. So that's why you see everything all covered with overspray. So if you look at it, it's white overspray, which is the color of the base coat that they use. So unfortunately, all the hoses have been covered up as well. I could always get that cleaned up with thinner, but that'll take too much work. I suppose if I get too bored, I could probably just sit there with some good music and get it cleaned up. But everything else is practically brand new. So if you look at the sides of the machine later, or at the black cover at the back of the HVT system, they've actually got air filters, and it's the same air filters that you would find in a car, right? But it's round and certain diameter. It reminds me of the old air filters that I used to see in the V8 engines. That's the air gun. So the gun that was being held before this That was the metallizing agent, which is the silver application. All right, so that's the spray gun. So if you look at the masking tape that I put on the black rubber tip, at least it used to be black, that just flew off. So I just taped it up and never had any problems after that. All right, so you can see all the different colors of chrome going on it. All right, so these are all the meters. So like I said, all the instructions are given. It's basically foolproof if you follow the instructions properly. And if you look, I've already got a lot of cobwebs growing because it hasn't been used for a while. All right. So you've got instructions that you can print out and have handy. And you also have videos that you can refer to and learn from. Now, this is the rolling base that I was talking about earlier, and the turntable. All right, so it turns, and of course, there's a lot of holes for any of the chemicals or the water. I use this for a lot of my sanding work as well before I do any work, any painting or chroming, because you need to make sure that the item that you want to chrome is done perfect. So if you want it nice and smooth, you need to be able to get it done properly. Excuse the toes. All right, so that was just unlocking, locking and unlocking the casters. So very handy. It was certainly well worth the extra amount of money. I could have made one, but I didn't want to do that. All right, so you can take that off and you can put it on the HVT system. All right. I thought of getting two of those, which you can, so I didn't have to take off and put on, one and the other. So it just spins really freely, right? So that's what I was talking about, those two vents there. That goes to the air filter. All right. So if you look at the yellow color or gold color in the center, I was just painting some rims or some wheels. Okay, so you can take that out. And this is actually the wheel spinner. All right, so you can turn this 360 degrees, but of course you need to make sure whatever you're working on isn't too wide that it hits the back walls or the side walls, those black colored ones. All right, and that is the wheel spinner. All right, so you can freely turn it left and right, all the way around, and you can spin it around. So you can spray, and while that's spinning, just makes for faster work. All right, and you can always adjust the the lock for the wheel with an Allen key or an Allen wrench. Which you will see very shortly. And I believe this will take up to 22-inch rims or wheels. There. A hex nut. All right. So like I said, they make solid items. Okay, and this is the mounting system. And I can tell you right now, if I didn't have this, I would have a lot of problems getting things mounted on, ready for painting. All right, so this is called the dynamic stand mounting system. So that's the gooseneck. You can always turn that around. It looks easy, but it's actually very solid. So it's not easy for you to drop anything once you've mounted it, unless your double-sided tape is the cheaper stuff that you get from stationery stores. You need to get the real heavy-duty ones.